Hey, what is going on, guys? The name's D-Free. Welcome back to another Dokkan Battle video. This time around, we're going to go ahead and talk about, by the way, this is Dokkan Battle Time Machine, excuse me. Got to make sure I say that right. I haven't uploaded one of these in about a week. I don't want to put them out like every day, every other day. I'll probably put out one, maybe two a week at max, unless I feel like kind of doing a bonus episode. But we're going to be talking about Broly, and why not talk about Broly if he's about to come out, I think tomorrow on the Japanese version of the game, the new Broly card. I'm not too particularly hyped about it. I feel like we've gotten too many Brolys in a short period of time, but that's just me. But let's talk about the original Broly card in the game. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. And if you haven't checked out the previous two Dokkan Battle Time Machines, go ahead and check those out. They're about Super Saiyan God Goku, and the other one was about Physical Ultimate Gohan. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So, the initial Broly card came out, and he was the first card, from what I can recall, I'm pretty sure he was the first card ever in the game that had the ability to hit everybody, right? He's an AoE, Area of Effect unit. He goes out there, he super attacks, he says, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead, your mama dead, your sister dead, your daddy dead, everybody dead. Okay, and then from there you move on, and that was really cool, right? And I personally tried super hard to get that Broly, could not get the Broly. There were some really old videos of me like doing his stage, trying to show free-to-play players and stuff like that, because back then I used to do a lot of guides. I'm not really a guide type of person anymore. I've kind of morphed my perspective on my content on the channel to be more educational and things like that, which a guide is educational, but just from a different perspective, because I feel like there are other really good YouTubers that do guides in our community, and I want to let those guys shine and take care of that. But regardless, so the Broly event dropped, and it was a tedious thing, but I was like, you know what? I want to get this Broly card, so I'm going to do the event, I'm going to farm the medals, and I will hope to pull this Broly later on this banner. Maybe I'll spend a little money. I don't know. At that time, I was kind of skeptical. Like, I had already spent a lot of money because, like, a couple months prior to that, the Super Saiyan Festival, which is, like, the worst banner in the history of this game, Super Saiyan Festival, it dropped, and I went like, I can't even, like 1,000 stones, let's just spitball 1,000 stones or so without a single SSR. It was pretty bad in those days. Those were the dark days of Dokkan. So yeah, that happened, and I was like, I'm a little standoffish, don't want to spend too much on Broly, so I didn't really do so, but I really wanted the card, and I tried, and I couldn't get him in the summon. So either way, I went ahead and played the event, and then what happened from there is the World Tournament is happening at this time, and back then the World Tournament specifications for like getting the rewards were different. I think you had to be like top 1,000 to get like the featured card from the World Tournament. Like at that time, I think it was Tech Super Saiyan 2 Ultimate Gohan, or the tournament right after that. Maybe it was Kaioken Physical Goku. It was one of those really, really old tournaments. Of course, I'm talking specifically about Global because I started off playing Global, and it was kind of hard for me to participate, which I did it. I stayed up all the time though. It was hard for me to participate because I didn't have the Broly, and that kind of gave me the perspective that if you don't have an AoE, which to this day, this still kind of stands true. If you don't have an AoE, or what I like to call today, pseudo AoEs, guys that hit multiple enemies, like the physical Broly gets 2 attacks, Vegito and Vegito Blue get counters, so they can still knock out multiple enemies. Like those are kind of like pseudo AoEs. But if you didn't have that back then, it was really hard to participate. And for context, everybody's leader was Broly at that time. If you look at the World Tournament, there was not everybody that had Broly was leading with Broly, and they were taking Broly friends, and it was wild. It was running rampant. And me participating, I felt like I was just out and like down and out, like I couldn't do anything. But it was nice. I will say that it was nice being able to take Broly friends. And I actually personally did not get that Broly for a very long time. I don't know what banner he was on. He may have been on the Intelligence Ultimate Gohan banner. He somewhere around there is when I got him. I can't really remember specifically, but when I got him, he was totally like nowhere near as good as he once was, because at that time he didn't have Prepare for Battle. He predated Prepare for Battle. They don't give Broly cards shocking speed. So he had, and he still to this day, because he hasn't gotten an Awakening or anything like that, which I don't think they ever will do for Transcendent URs, maybe. But he doesn't have a key link, so it became increasingly hard to use him, especially around the time that Majin Vegeta dropped and got his Awakening. So I had Majin Vegeta whenever he actually initially came out on his first banner. Way back, I got that Majin Vegeta, but he didn't have the Awakening. They hadn't started the concept of rebirthing those units yet, so he was just Majin Vegeta. So he wasn't an AoE unit yet. But when he became an AoE, it became a lot easier to play the World Tournament, but at that time I stopped caring. And the tales of that Broly is I finally wound up getting the Broly later on, like I said, and then I was like, oh, I don't have Xenotrunks now. And then I think that's when they kind of started doing those double rate banners, and Xenotrunks was on there. And I wound up getting Xenotrunks, so then I finally was in that super upper echelon where you can do a team of 3 AoEs, right? I had the Broly, it was awesome. He was like SA like 5, but still. And the Majin Vegeta, who I had pulled so many of, and he was like SA like 7. At that time, I wasn't rolling in Kais, you know, because they didn't have the double Kais and the multi-summons and all that stuff. And then Xenotrunks, I think, was farmable, so he was SA 10. And I finally was able to do it. And by that time, I stopped caring about the tournament. So that's the thing. So just a quick short tale on my my history with the Broly card. To this day, I mean, I don't really use him because he's kind of lost a lot of his relevance. The extreme modifier does hurt him. I mean, Majin Vegeta has it too, but Majin Vegeta's gone down to being like maybe the 5th or 6th best AoE, whereas for a long time he was the best, simply because having Over and Flash really mattered a lot for him. Tech Majin Vegeta. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. And if you guys have any other recommendations in the comments, go ahead and let me know down below. I think that the next one will be about Super Gogeta, because I have some tales for trying to summon for Super Gogeta on Global, and you know, my actual like first summon for Super Gogeta on JP, that's where the D-Freelux started. So I think that'll be the next one. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. And if you did, consider subscribing. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.